if there is one Pokemon that is like the coolest, who would you pick? It's not Charizard. And no, it's not Zacian or something. It's the bestest of boys, the coolest of dogs. I'm talking, of course, about Houndoom. So, if that Pokemon is the mascot of a league, I have to join them. So welcome to Hell's Kitchen's Draft League. And as you can see, Houndoom is the biggest and the baddest mascot of this league. So yeah, really looking forward to join a new league. The main reason, of course, being Houndoom, but the second reason, they have high Terra captains. Or maybe I should rephrase it. The league has a Terra tax on almost every Pokemon. Because, yeah, that's fun. Instead of drafting a 18-point Darkrai, you can get it for 24 points and it can terrestrialize in any type. I mean, that sounds broken, right? Yeah, I think so. So, we have done the draft and let's have a look at my team. Wait, this isn't how we normally do things. You're right if you think that, because this is not my team. I have to correct. This was my team. But before Gray started, I was taking a look at it, and I don't know, I didn't feel it. I lacked special defense. The fattest special defensive mon was Flareon. I mean, it's not bad, but Flareon isn't a mon I will bring week in, week out, and yeah, having to be reliant on it just didn't feel right, and I drafted an entire new team during Grace, and we go over that one. So, not my team. There are just 2 Pokemon from this team making my new squad. Yeah, let's go through them, because, yeah, as you can see, it wasn't bad necessarily. I mean, I was pretty ground weak. 5 against 2 resistances / immunities. Not the greatest, so... I mean, offensively, this team was amazingly looking. I had a Terra Walking Wake and a Terra Sandy Shocks, and Chef's Kiss. But the defensive part of the team, and yeah, like I said, mainly the specially defensive side, just didn't sit well with me. So I decided to draft anew, and my first pick that did stay was Spyro the Cyclizar. And you might be looking at the screen and you see, wait, Cyclizar for 15 points? Are you out of your mind? Yes. But not in this case, because 15 points is defendable in my opinion, if you consider that I am allowed to use Shed Tail, which I am. I can finally use Cyclizar with Shed Tail, and I am very excited to use that. Cyclizar with Regenerator and Shed Tail is just so strong. Normally Shed Tail uses up half of your health and switches out the Pokemon after setting up a substitute, and you have a free switch. That's amazing. I mean, with Regenerator, every time you switch out, you heal a third of your HP. That means only a sixth of your HP is lost by setting up a substitute for a safe switch in. How amazing is that? Yeah, besides this, Cyclizar just has his regular tools that it usually has. It has knockoff, it has U-turn, body slam. It can be offensive with shift gear. I cannot shed tail past the stats boosted, of course, but with shift gear, I can get a double. I can get a +2 speed and a +1 in attack, and really go to town on something with base 95 attack. That's pretty decent. So yeah, I'm really happy to kept Cyclizar and the team, and I'm happy to combine it with my next pick, Candy Floss, the Clefable. For 15 points, I was able to keep this thing as well. Both of them are not Terra Captains. I will let you know once we are with the Terra Captains. Now, Clefable normally is, if you look at the base stats, it isn't much to look at, honestly. But his abilities make this monster so annoying to deal with every single time. This thing is a pure fairy type, which means it only has 2 weaknesses in poison and steel. That's doable. Combine that with Unaware and your opponent is not able to set up. Makes it even more annoying. But what people don't know, if I am using Unaware, a more defensive ability, so I can Wisp Pass and set up rocks, I can also be Magic Guard, holding a Life Orb and not getting damaged by that. Which means I get 30% boost without any negative consequences. I can set up my Coal Mine, and this thing has coverage. I have noticed Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, for a few examples. And besides that, it has Stab Moonblast, which is incredibly hard hitting. So yeah, these two I really wanted to keep from that original team. And after that I decided on an entire new team. And I'll just go over them in the way that I picked them out when I was building this team from everything that was left over at the board at that point. First off, we got Gliscor, aka Dr. Acula. Gliscor I have used during a Pokemon, not Uranium, at least a fan game league I was in, and I really liked it, and I decided to pick it up. A great defensive Pokemon, only 2 weaknesses in water and ice. I don't have the ice resistances yet, but the water resistance is with Gliscor with Cyclizar, and Gliscor is an amazing Pokemon to be both offensive and defensively strong. With base 125 defense, it takes a lot of hits very well, as long as they're not ice or water. It can be defensive with hazard or hazard removal. This is by far the best defogger, because not only does it take no damage from spikes, toxic spikes and sticky webs, this also just takes 12.5% damage from rocks, because rock is neutral against this flying type. So yeah, I can get this in, click defog, get rid of hazards. Talking about hazards, this thing gets them all. Spikes, toxic spikes and stealth rocks. Only thing it lacks is sticky webs, but that's whatever. But I can also go for an offensive set. Base 95 attack or speed is pretty damn decent. And by clicking something like Rock Polish, Swords Dance, I can hit Earthquakes very hard. I can hit Dual Wing Beats pretty hard. I can hit Crab Hammer very hard, something my girlfriend has used before with freaking Gliscor. So yeah, I can be very annoying by using Fling and getting rid of that Toxic Orb on it. So yeah, for 15 points this was a no-brainer pickup, especially if you realize I was able to combine this thing with Eldorado the Goldengo. Yeah, I think you might see why I started a new team, because Goldengo is something I haven't used personally, but for 16 points it was more than worth it to pick it up. Being Ghost and Steel makes it immune to normal, fighting and poison types. Having only 4 weaknesses in Fire, Ground, Ghost and Dark. Gliscor and Clefable and Cyclizar. These four Pokemon really combine well with each other. Ground is immune for the Gliscor. Dark is resisted by the Clefable. And Fire and Ghost are handled by the Cyclizar. So these the other three Pokemon can help Gholdengo with its weaknesses. And this thing can also be pretty versatile. It can run Scarfed with Make It Rain, for example. I believe it gets something to boost its speed. And just go to town with that 133 special attack stat. It cannot be burned, it cannot be toxic, because Good as Gold prevents that. Its stats cannot be lowered by other Pokemon, because Good as Gold blocks that as well. And yeah, I'm pretty happy to have this and to use this thing during the Draft League. With Eldorado on the team, I decided I wanted more bulk. Eldorado was a great special breaker, but I wanted more bulk, so I decided to pick up Jason, the Galarian Slowking. Again, for 16 points. Already a little bit of a spoiler. I am not going to make use of a very high Terra Captain, but they will make sense, believe me this. Yeah, Cloaking. Cloaking is an amazing combination with the Cyclizar, because they do not share any weaknesses, so these Regeneratormon can switch in and out with each other. And yeah, get that Regenerator boost and just be plainly annoying. Cyclizar can switch out with U-turn, and Cloaking can do the same with Chilly Reception. And yeah, Cloaking is, in my opinion, also the best Toxic Spike Absorber. So yeah, hazards are not very interesting into my team at this point, because I can get rid of them pretty easily. I have one of the best spinners, I have one of the best defoggers, the best Toxic Spike Absorber. No chance of you running that much hazards against me. Like I said, great Regenerator Core with Cyclizar, but why stop there? Why not add another one? Big Fish the Alomomola! And... oh wait, that's... Clefable's, not Alomomola's weakness table, but... what I wanted to say is, yes, I know there is a special place in hell reserved for me. For going triple Regenerator, while I already have Gholdengo and Gliscor. But you guys know I love myself Alomomola. Alomomola is one of the Pokemon I would draft in with. As soon as I have the chance, I want it. I want this. I want Alomomola because Alomomola is so great. 165 HP with Wish is just amazing support for everything. It has knockoff, it has Scald, so I can get rid of items, I can burn physical attackers. If you're special, no worries, I do have Mirror Coat for you. Only thing that really stands in the way of Alomomola is a special attacking Dark type. Yeah. So, with this core of 6 Pokemon, I have spent 88 points. And yeah, we had to draft at least 10 Pokemon. So I have 6 Pokemons to draft and I have 27 points to do so. This should be a challenge normally, but it is not, because my first Terra Captain is Barack the Abomasnow. And I can hear you think, why? Everything will be explained. But Abomasnow, I could have gotten Mega Abomasnow for 6 points as well. But regular Abomasnow was able to terrestrialize and Mega Abomasnow was not. As you can see, Abomasnow has a lot of weaknesses, because grass and ice do not help each other out at all. Ice only helps grass with its ice weakness, and that's it. Grass does not help out ice with any weakness, as far as I'm aware. So its typing is terrible. But 92 base attack and special attack. It is allowed to use Snow Warning. It can set up Aurora Veil. It can set up grassy terrain for grassy glides. Yeah, I can go for soundproof and set up against something that would normally want to roar me out. There are a lot of possibilities with Abomasnow, and especially when you consider it pairs incredibly well with Snivels the Arctozolt. I told you it made sense. Arctozolt normally isn't all that great. It has a electric immunity in Volt Absorb. It can paralyze things with static. It's not a very fast electric type with base 55, but it has the ability Slush Rush. And Slush Rush doubles the speed in the snow. So I have a Regenerator mode. I have Gliscor and Gholdengo. But I also have Snow for Arctozolt with the Terrestrialization. Can be an amazingly big threat. Max speed in snow, doubling my speed, and Bolt Beak. This thing can take lives. Being ice and electric actually benefits it. Normally ice would have a very hard time dealing with ground. Electric has a hard time dealing with ground types, but ice can take that problem away from it. So I don't have to terrestrialize in an ice type to take care of ground types. Is there any type that is that has a resistance to ice and electric? As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, no. Is there a type combination? Probably, but it will have to take a lot of time for me to find that out, and I don't really want to. So, yeah, Snivels will be an amazing breaker with that high attack stat and Slash Rush. So, looking forward to use that as well. Left me with a amount of 13 points. So first of all, I decided to draft a fire type to... yeah, fire types are always nice to have. And Incineroar gave me a Intimidator, which is very nice for me because... more defensive options, I guess. Incineroar, aka Leo, name of my hungry little cat. Incineroar is a staple in VGC Pokemon in double battles. Why? This thing is supportive as hell. Fake out support, U-turn, parting shot. It has a base of attack of 115, so this thing can hit very hard. With Intimidate it can lower attack, and with Parting Shot it lowers attack and special attack even further. It gets Flame Charge to boost its own speed, making it a scary sweeper in that case. So yeah, Incineroar is a great addition to the team. And last but not least, I wanted something that is not Abomasnow to complete a Fire Water Grass core. So I decided to bring Styx, aka Thwackey, into the team. And Thwackey is the not fully evolved form of Rillaboom. Points total is not correct, it was 4 points, bringing me to 115 by the way. But Thwackey gives me Grassy Surge, so Abomasnow can go for Choice Banded Grassy Glides, for example. And this thing can get Grassy Glide as well, having double priority on Grass type moves. Pretty nice. And yeah, as a not fully evolved Pokemon, it can make use of the Eviolite, taking hits very well. So yeah, like I said, completing a Fire Water Grass core with Incineroar and Alomomola. Giving Grassy Surge for the Abomasnow, and I have plentiful of modes to think about how I want to take on my opponent. Again, do I want to be very defensive? I go for the Clefable, my Regenerator Core. I can go for a more offensive mode with Snow, with Abomasnow and the Draco of the Arctozolt. I can go for Grassy. I can go for Grassy Terrain mode with this and the Abomasnow. I think I crafted a very scary team. So, if you look at stats, I do have a fire weakness, but two of my 4 fire weaknesses can terrestrialize out of that weakness, so not all that worried. Fighting is neutral, but with Glow King and Gholdengo, not all that worried. Poison is neutral, but again, with Gholdengo and with Glow King, not all that worried. Ground, I do have a bit of a weakness, 4 against 3, but with Gliscor, not all that worried. Flying, my flying situation is 2 against 2. Again, Gholdengo, great defensive piece, so not all that worried. Rock, 3 against 1, but again, 2 of those rock type weaknesses can terrestrialize out of it, so not all that worried. Ghost, I have a great immunity in Cyclizar. Dark is a 2v2, but Incineroar and Clefable are defensively strong enough to really take on those hits. Looking stat-wise, it may not look like a very speedy team, but Arctozolt can double its speed. Glow King doesn't need to be fast. Incineroar has a way of boosting its speed. Abomasnow and Thwackey have priority. Aloe doesn't need to be fast. So yeah, not all that worried actually about my low speed stats. So yeah, these are the 10 Pokemon that are going to have to do it for me. If I choose so, I can always make transactions, of course, during the season, but I don't really see a reason why I should want to. So yeah, next week I take on Sean for my week 1 battles. I will try to upload the Hellfire, the Hell's Kitchen Draft League battles on Monday. So yeah, I hope to see you all next week, and yeah, let's see how great this team will do. I think it will do pretty good. Good to know we are in a 10-man division, or 10 coach division. So yeah, let me know, will I make playoffs with this team, or do you think I will not? I personally think I can, so yeah, let me know down below what you think of the team. I hope you have a good one, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye!